noticed that vegetable gardening is quite a trendy topic in 2023? People are becoming more aware of the benefits of growing their own food right at home. In this video, I will explain how vegetable gardening is changing in 2023. Let's dive in. One of the major changes in vegetable gardening this year is the shift towards gardening inside. With the rise of urban living and lack of space, indoor gardening has really become more popular. In 2023, we can expect to see people growing vegetables in containers or even inside on windowsills, just like that one up there. This trend is not only practical, but by adding plants to any indoor space adds character and a pop of color. Have you heard of a victory garden? Victory gardens became popular during World War II. The whole purpose was to give people a way to grow some of their own food. As the cost of food continues to rise in 2023, could victory gardens be making a comeback this year? What exactly would you grow in a victory garden? Well, my biggest piece of advice is only grow vegetables that you know your family's going to eat, or at least you're going to eat. Traditional victory gardens had foods that were really high in nutritional value. So that would be things like beans, beets, cabbage, carrots, and even kale. Other vegetables that you could add to a modern day victory garden could be things like potatoes, squash, tomatoes, corn, garlic, and even different herbs. It really just depends on the amount of space you have, what you can plant in your own victory garden. Victory gardens are a way for people to take some control over their own food supply. These types of gardens can be found in backyards, even community gardens, or sometimes if you're living in an urban area, then you could also find them on rooftops. So are victory gardens making a comeback in 2023? The answer is yes. More and more people are realizing the benefits of growing their own food right at home. Another shift that we're seeing in 2023 is a shift to organic gardening, and there's good reason behind that. More people are realizing the side effects of the pesticides and chemicals that are on the food that we're buying in our grocery stores. Chemicals are not only affecting our environment, but they're also affecting our health as well. In 2023, we can expect to see people using more natural methods to control pests that would be in our gardens, and also using things like compost and manure as more of a natural way to replenish our soil. This trend is going to help people grow healthier food right at home that's safer for their families without the high price tag. As you can see, it's still winter here in Ontario, but spring is just around the corner. Soon I'm going to have to clean up this back garden, so make sure you check out the video on your screen right now. In that video, I will explain how I do my spring cleanup. I'll talk about a no-till garden, which is just right behind me, a traditional garden, which is in the other side of this garden, and even how I created a new garden last year, so make sure you check out that video. In 2023, we will start to see people plant more of a variety of vegetables and herbs and flowers in their gardens. This won't only add color to the garden, but it really does help make more of a balanced ecosystem. Not everyone's going to have the space like I have here, but for urban gardeners, have a look around your property and see what sort of space that you have available. Container gardening has exploded over the past few years, and the nice thing about planting vegetables in containers is you can move the vegetables from place to place. So depending on the sun and the shade, you can move those containers, whereas if you did have a traditional garden, you can't just move the plants. Don't forget to make good use of existing flower gardens, just like this one along the side of our house, because you can plant vegetables in little places like this as well. If you're going to plant vegetables in a place like this where you already have flowers, make sure you do your research to see what sort of vegetables can be planted with the flowers that you do have in your flower garden. This is called companion planting. As an example of that, if you've planted garlic already, then you need to do your research to see what can you plant with garlic. And roses is something that you can plant with garlic. The amazing thing about planting flowers in the same garden as your vegetables is it does help to attract pollinator insects, which then helps to improve the overall health of your garden. Vegetable gardening really is changing in 2023, and it's becoming more accessible for everyone. But if you want to see how to maximize the space in your garden, make sure you check out the video on your screen right now. In that video, I will show you how I used a hockey net in our garden to maximize space and build a vertical garden. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.